Welcome to Notebook, a program of interest to the St. Lucie County community that features information about St. Lucie County schools. Guests include school district and community leaders with focus on children in our community.
Hello and welcome to this new edition of Notebook. My name is Jane Whitaker and I serve as your host for this show. Thanks for being with us and thanks for watching. We have a very special show today and just really excited to share about what's happening in the magnet schools throughout St. Lucie Public Schools. And today I have a very good friend of mine, Mrs. Lori Boyer, who is with us, and she serves as the Outreach and Recruitment Specialist for the magnet schools as part of the MSAP grant. And I know we've been able to share a little bit over the past couple of years since we received this grant, but there's some really exciting things that are happening new that many of our viewers may not be aware of. But just thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And thanks for being willing to share what's happening.
Absolutely.
So for people who have watched the show before, I always like to have the guests just share a little bit about your professional background and what brought you to being into this new position.
So I started with St. Lucie Public Schools about 13 years ago, and I've had a variety of roles from classroom teacher. I've been afforded the opportunity to work at new educational research schools such as Palm Point. I've also been a school-based instructional coach as well as supporting the differentiated accountability schools. After that, I went into the district office in talent development. So it's been a great overall opportunity to see all the wonderful things that are happening throughout St. Lucie Public Schools in various capacities. And then this summer, I joined the MSAP team, which is part of the Office of Teaching and Learning, and we're working to transform 3 of our magnet schools here in St. Lucie County. So it's been an exciting adventure thus far, and looking forward to seeing it continue to grow.
And you've done amazing work just in the few months that you've been here.
Thank you.
And you have that background of marketing,
Yes.
so it just was a perfect fit and the stars aligned and here we go.
Yes.
So for our viewers, they may not be familiar with all of the schools that are part of the MSAP. And when we talk about MSAP, that's just the Magnet Systems Improvement Grant. And it targets 3 specific schools, at least right now. We received that in 2017. And let's talk about the first one. Let's talk about Creative Arts Academy of St. Lucie.
Okay.
This is our K-8 magnet school for performing arts. So share with us some of the unique things happening there.
So first and foremost, one of the things that I think makes Creative Arts Academy, extremely different from most school environments that we're used to is the way that they infuse art integration throughout their content areas. So, we might be thinking about music or band, which they do a phenomenal job with there, but they also collaborate, those teachers collaborate with the content area teachers to infuse it into the daily curriculum, going along with the standards and scope and sequence that, are grade level specific. But so that's just a unique spin on how they infuse that art integration right into the daily curriculum in the classroom. In addition, they have wonderful programs there such as 2D and 3D art. And what they do in the elementary level is they have a wheel of resources. So students really get to see what is it that makes them tick. What do they gravitate towards in the arts arena? So it might be K2 drama, where they're learning, about all the elements of drama and what that focuses in on, and creating their own stories and bringing characters to life. In addition, they have band, they have music, they have instrumentals. What I think is also exciting is that they actually have their own black box theater right there within their historic building. Their building, if you're not familiar with it, is part of a historic component of downtown Fort Pierce, recently named as the Peacock District. And some students there even are part of some awards that they receive for some of their drawings and renderings with that whole Peacock District renaming. So really exciting opportunities there. They also have in elementary and middle school dance studios. So they recently had dance performances where kids as little as kindergarten up through 8th grade had the opportunity to showcase all their learning with various dance genres that they've been participating in thus far this school year.
Right, and I know they just finished the Seussical, the musical.
Yes.
That was this past week, and I think it was 5th grade through 8th grade maybe performing that. It was so cute.
And and that's just it. They've really taken a forward approach in they have so many different performances that they're offering throughout the school year, so that students really get to showcase what it is that they're learning on a daily basis in class. And so Seussical the Musical is a great representation of that.
Absolutely. And we really want to encourage the viewers also to not hesitate to go visit those websites,
Yes.
you know, to get information. There's always information there just on their shows
Yes.
and everything that's happening there.
Absolutely.
So that's our K through 8 Performing Arts Magnet.
Yes.
All right. So our next one is Sam Gaines Academy for Emerging Technologies.
Yes.
So share with us about some of the unique things that are happening there.
Awesome. So first and foremost, huge shout out to Samuel Gaines Academy of Emerging Technologies, because for the first time in school history, they are rated as a B. So that's a huge accomplishment. You know, that their staff and teachers have really put forth a lot of great efforts there to continue to see it rise and do great things. So awesome job there.
Yep.
So what they focus on there is more of the emerging technologies component. They really want to make sure the students have those future-ready skills in order to be able to go into the workforce, utilizing technology, graphic design, coding, hands-on STEM opportunities that really are what engage and students gravitate towards on a daily basis. So they have things such as maker space, design challenge space, where they really have the opportunity to utilize 3D printers. So for example, we were there recently, and students were coming up with a concept for a bridge and what the bridge design would be. They were able to come up with that utilizing, you know, basic science and math principles. Then they were able to bring it to life by utilizing the 3D printer. In addition, they utilize Legos to design it out. So it's really just a great opportunity for kids to come up with ideas and really see the full gamut of it and see it go through from idea through creation, you know, production into actual, you know, creation. So those are some exciting things. We partner with Microsoft Education, so they work with the teachers to teach them Minecraft education. So that's another area where it could be infused into all content areas through technology, and really just engages the students and brings their learning to life and connects them where they're at.
I know when we had a chance to go and visit a couple of the classrooms, it was really neat to see the kids utilizing Minecraft in the English class.
Yes.
Because they were writing about what they created. They read a story, I think, on the Chicago fire, and then went into production and designing what this would look like in Minecraft. It was really amazing. And then I think they also did something in science class, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, just the integration and the level of engagement that takes the kids to, it's amazing to see.
It really does. I mean, there's great instruction going on there regardless, but to see it go from here to, you know, rising up with meeting those kids where they're at, and, you know, what really drives them is amazing to see in action.
And for Creative Arts Academy, and we call it CAST for short, we kind of cheat on the acronym a little bit, and then at Sam Gaines Academy, both of those are in their second year of implementation. And then now we're going to talk about our premier STEAM high school, which most people know it as Fort Pierce Westwood High School.
Correct.
Now we know it as
Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep Magnet.
Okay, and share with us, I mean, they've been having amazing events here in the last couple of weeks, and really being able to showcase a lot of the programs that have been implemented through this grant.
Yes.
So talk to us about what's happening there. Really exciting.
So great things are happening there. For example, they have a robotics program in which the students were just competing in recently, a statewide tournament. But, you know, they're taking learning, they're coding, they're understanding how to make different robots work, what they need to implement, what they need to input into it in order for it to implement different tasks and features. They also have agri-technology there. Something that really catches most people when they come to check out the school also is their vet assistant program. They have doggy daycare for the teachers as well, which is an added bonus. But you know, it's with partnerships with local veterinarians and other people in the community, they can really help these students have these life skills so that they are certified and ready to go once they graduate high school. So programs such as that, our pharmacy tech, we recently did a redesign in there, and it literally is a living, breathing pharmacy environment. So, you know, kids are printing off script labels, checking it against the mock customer, and, you know, bringing those work skills to life.
Right. It's amazing what's happening there.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit. I know Westwood and Sam Gaines are both one-to-one schools. That's very unique. We have a few other schools in the district that are also one-to-one,
Right.
but for people that may not be familiar with what that means, talk to us about what that allows and kind of opens up for our students being one-to-one and what it is.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So having one-to-one, that means that every child has a device. In this case, it's a 2-in-1. It's a laptop and tablet in one. So students have the opportunity to engage in online programs that support their learning. It also affords for differentiation. So, you know, if a child needs some reteach in a certain subject area, it can easily create that pathway for them. In addition, it could afford real engaging hands-on opportunities for them to explore anything in the world, you know. Honestly, they can research, they could conduct research, they can, you know, Google Map and go and see what it's like down to, you know, the street level of something that they're learning about. They also have the opportunity to use things such as Nearpod, which is a great program that goes across content areas, but it brings, it makes it more of an interactive learning environment in the classroom. So teachers, they can essentially provide the instruction and have checks for understanding right there utilizing the technology. They could poll the students. They can ask them to respond with a short answer question. They can true false a question, you know, right there, and the students utilizing their one-to-one technology can respond and engage and interact. And then, like I say, what I think is most amazing about it is really those differentiated pathways for learning, because it really carves it out for each individual student.
Which is awesome.
Yes.
And just as you were talking, one of the things that, and I know we didn't add this on our questions ahead of time, but one of the things that is happening, I'm going back to Westwood here for just a second, is some really, really game-changing opportunities.
Yes.
No pun intended when they actually hear my question, but you are on the ground level of providing this amazing opportunity for the students in an esports league.
Yes.
And Westwood has just joined
Yes.
The North American Scholastic Esports League,
Yep.
Which is a national league in esports. And this is going to be life-changing for many of our students. Talk to us
Absolutely.
about what the esports, what's happening as far as the renovations in the Media Center is now going to be in Learning Commons. The grant has helped make that happen.
Yes.
And then as part of that change and renovations, we also have an esports lab and what that means for the kids. So talk about that.
So excited to talk about this.
We could have a whole show on this,
could.
honestly.
We really
so,
could.
But anyway, talk about that.
Absolutely. So we're really transforming the core. Their media center currently is in the center of their school, and we're transforming it due to the MSAP grant into a 21st century learning commons. So it really affords opportunities within there to have collaborative spaces, flexible furniture, technology. The students can bring their one-to-one technology in there, as well as there's unique technology opportunities and devices in that space as well. Right off of there, we have an esports lab that has 15 stations. Currently, the esports, it's a club activity, but as part of being part of the NASEF League, we actually just have been working with them to start the Florida Scholastic Esports League. So that's been a really exciting opportunity to work with other districts throughout the state of Florida to develop curriculum that goes along with esports. And yes, that's correct. I did just say curriculum and gaming,
yep.
right?
Yep.
Because I'm a parent as well, and oftentimes you think, well, they're gaming, you know, that's playing around and it's fun for the kids. And it is, it absolutely is. But there's so much to learn from that. There's a business perspective, there's marketing, there's event planning, so much fiscal responsibility, financial responsibility for hosting events and such. So this is really affording them an opportunity. to transform the game of learning.
And not to mention college scholarships that are part of this. This is huge.
120% increase in number of college scholarships that have been given in the past year. And honestly, just being a part of this over the past year, to hear the outreach of how this is oozing out into more and more, districts throughout the United States and actually throughout the world is really quite fantastic. So we definitely chose to be a part of NASEF because of the scholastic component of it, because it really affords kids the opportunity to own their learning in a different way and provide them pathways for a future, because this is a cutting edge industry that's just really kind of getting out there and getting started to thrive, and we want our students to be afforded the opportunity to take part in that for work.
And helping people understand that Westwood Academy is the only school in this district that has this opportunity for these kids.
Absolutely.
And we want to really hit the fact that it's exclusive to Westwood right now.
Yes.
So which is it's awesome.
It really is.
So I can't wait to share. Yeah, some more of once everything opens, maybe we can take our
tour,
take the show and do a
Yes.
virtual tour or something.
That would be great.
Maybe we'll have to talk to the guys about that. So, but going on with some of the other things that I wanted to hit upon, there are several programs that have been implemented in all 3 of the schools that are part of this grant. And talk to us a little bit about each one of those.
So the first one I'm going to talk about is Leader in Me. Oftentimes, when we're talking about students and curriculum and what they're learning, we're talking about the content, the specific content itself. What I love about Leader in Me is it actually focuses on the 7 habits of highly effective people, which, I personally took that in college when I was going to college. So right there, just the fact that our K through 8 and beyond, K through 12 students have the opportunity to learn that is huge. And really that focuses on those 7 habits that help them as an individual be the best that they can be, as well as work with others, and really creates a culture in and of itself within those school sites. So that's one that's afforded, that opportunity of learning is afforded at all 3 magnet schools. In addition, they have Z-Space technology, which is really augmented reality, 2D, 3D type learning. So picture literally having a screen in front of you, and you put on these glasses and you have the stylus, and as you go through, you can take apart the different chambers of the heart and really have an animal and dissect it without ever having to,
formaldehyde and everything else that we've got to experience. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So Z-Space technology, they have labs in each one of the schools, as well as units within classrooms. Also Cambridge. Cambridge is a curriculum that they're utilizing really that is project-based learning focused. It's really a philosophy behind that project-based learning and how they can infuse those strategies into the current curriculum that's outlined, the scope and sequence and standards that are outlined for the district, each grade level. So that's pre-collegiate curriculum, which is, rigorous and very purposeful, and really getting those kids prepared for life, future skills, that life beyond K through 12 environment. And then the last one I would probably bring to your attention is really the maker spaces. So in conjunction with Lego, the schools have maker space areas where they can take their ideas, build them, create them, and really just transform them into and connect to what they're currently learning with their curriculum. So that's been an excellent opportunity to see those in action at all 3 schools.
Right, and learning the coding at at the kindergarten age, the kids are coding already, and then that seamless pathway into the robotics program at Westwood. So talk to us a little bit about what families might see as far as the robotics lab where Mr. Cobb is teaching.
So that's a really neat environment. Students, we've been in there where they're working on making connections, literally physical connections with some of the coding and electronics that they have there to make different things happen, on different pieces that can then be put together to create a robot. They put commands in there with the coding for it to do specific functionality, pick specific things up, go X amount of distance, robotic arms. We had those, out at one of the events that we recently had, and it was the kids, it was great to see their eyes just get so big where the robotic arm was going, taking Legos, picking them up, turning them down, dropping them down. And, we explain to the kids that's all due to the programming that they're putting in there. Right. And then they also are afforded the opportunity to compete against others within the state of Florida to, showcase their hard work and skills that they've been putting into those robotics classes. So it's really a unique opportunity for them to get those 21st century skills.
So I know you've mentioned Lego Education, you mentioned Microsoft. Talk to us a little bit about the various partners and what they've brought to the table as far as the grant, the grant schools.
Well, honestly, they've been great. We've been really, really lucky getting to work with some of these wonderful companies. So Lego has been great in initially helping to design these maker spaces. So, what's the layout? What should it look like? What do we need in there for these kids to have the opportunity to work with Legos, work with the robots, part of Legos, work with the coding. In addition, they've been out there, for our information nights, for our hands-on experiences. When we go and we do things such as Indian River Science Festival, they're affording us opportunities and to share this with the community so that they know just what's happening here within these school sites. In addition, we've worked with Microsoft. Of recent, we've been working with them in regards to the esports lab. So we worked with their esports experts at their local Microsoft stores up in Orlando. And they help to make sure we have the right devices, the right keyboards, the right things for gaming, because it's really important. You have to have the right things, And so they helped us design that. And then in addition, they've been great working with us, making sure our teachers are trained in Minecraft education, so they can, give that into various content areas, as well as learning all of the Microsoft applications that are in the Waffle, in our app launcher, and also training our teachers to get them to become Microsoft Innovative Educators, which is a industry certification that's a global recognition and great personally and professionally for our educators. Right.
And talk a little bit about Dell as well. I know there's the Powering Up program that they're a big part of. Talk about that.
So Dell really has been wonderful as well in regards to, you were mentioning Powered Up. So Powered Up is our next 4-year initiative in regards to one-to-one devices. So they're the ones who've been partnering with us so that in some of our local high schools, we have, such as West Prep, we have the opportunity for students to have one-to-one devices. They come in, they do side-by-side coaching with our educators to ensure that the technology integration in that classroom is purposeful. And really meets the kids with their engagement and infuses it into the curriculum in a seamless way. So they've been a wonderful partner as well, and we're grateful to have them.
Right. I know another one that we've talked to recently, because we get a chance to work together every day, was, and I don't want to leave them out because they're a local partner, is actually the Bacchus Gallery.
Oh,
and what they have brought to our students at Sam Gaines and at CAST as far as connecting our kids to their community. And they have just been tremendous in developing an arts curriculum that is aligned to our scope and sequence, because there's a unit of study in 4th grade where the kids are studying their community and but to connect our kids to the history of Fort Pierce and the Highwaymen. The kids are getting a chance to paint like the Highwaymen, getting a chance to hear the history of their backyard. They've been a tremendous partner as well.
Huge.
So I don't want to leave them out.
And their vision for 2020 with those schools is really quite spectacular. So you'll have to stay tuned to learn more about what's to come.
And we'll maybe have to have them on a show a little bit later in the year so they could see what the kids are actually designing. And it's pretty awesome. We've been very, very fortunate. So I know we've talked about these amazing programs, everything that is available to students no matter where you live in the district.
Yes, and that's a huge misunderstanding. Oftentimes people don't realize you could be on the most southern end of Port St. Lucie or the most northern end of Fort Pierce. East, west, it doesn't matter. These magnet school opportunities are afforded to students throughout the entire St. Lucie County.
Right. So share with us about the application process. We want to make sure that people who are listening know where to find the application and how that application process is run, actually.
Right. So first and foremost, whether you're a current student or if you are not a St. Lucie County student at this time, you would go to stluciepublicschools.org, our main website, and you'll see that on the top left side there's student assignment. When you click on student assignment, it'll take you to essentially a section that says applications. And right in there, whether you choose which category your student falls into, and then you would fill out the magnet school application. Now how that works is it's a lottery system. So you need to fill out an application for every student, every child of yours that you would like to try and get a seat at these schools. And our window stays open from now through January 1st. After January 1st, by the end of the month, you'll be notified if your child received a seat in one of our magnet schools. If they didn't, that's okay, because there'll be a second window that's opening up January 6th through March 6th that will afford you an opportunity to apply at that time. So since it's lottery based, that literally means your application goes in and then they pick applicants based on the number of seats that are available, you know, per grade level, per school, because it does vary at each location slightly. So at any time, you know, you really just want to get your application in as quickly as possible to make sure that you have the most opportunities to possibly be picked through the lottery.
Right. And if parents are wanting to even come and see the campus, there's an opportunity to do that.
Yes, so each school does provide monthly school tours. If you go to our main website as well, St. Lucie Public Schools, stlucieschools.org, and you will see that there's an MSAP Magnet School tab on the left-hand side. If you click on there, it has the contact information for each school-based liaison that provides the tours. And so it's once a month. And we've had some great, we've been afforded the opportunity to be a part of those parent tours. Great families coming out, learning about the great things and truly seeing it in action so they get a feel for what it's like to be a member of that campus.
Right, which is, it's always more fun to actually see it firsthand, you know, so like you said, there's been some great feedback from the ones that have happened so far. So, and what's great is that parents are wanting to apply right there on the spot and finding out, so we don't want people to delay, you know, filling out their applications. So if you would share your contact information, I know they're going to put it up on the screen for us, but if people have additional questions, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be about the application. There may just be, you know, general questions that they have. How would they go about contacting you?
Absolutely. So my name's Lori Boyer, and if you can email me at lori.boyer@stlucieschools.org, or you could give me a call at 429-3643, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you might have or put you in the right direction for those parent tours so you could see what's coming up. We also, on that note, actually have some information nights that are coming up.
I was just going to ask you about that. Yeah,
perfect.
You're on it, as always.
So what you'll see is that on January 9th, 2020, we have an MSAP fair that we'll be hosting at the district office. It's an opportunity to showcase all three of the magnet schools. So if you're interested, you're not sure, I don't know which one my student is interested in or fits into best, and I want to get some more information, you can come out to that. We will be sending out additional information. We'll also have it on our website as we get closer to that date, but that's January 9th in 2020. In addition, we have an info night. January 16th is CAS, so you could go back out to their school, learn about every specific program that they have there, and see it in action. You see the teachers, you get to talk to them, understand it more, see the kids doing what they do. Because that's really the best. You know, at these information nights, the kids really speak to what their school is all about, which is really the most powerful thing, in my opinion. And then we also, on February 4th, Sam Gaines has their information night, so same, you get to have these hands-on experiences and learn about some of these STEAM programs that are available. And then West Preps is on February 6th.
Very good. Yeah. There are a lot of dates to remember.
Yes.
But a lot of amazing things happening right now in the magnet schools, and just knowing that they're an opportunity for any student to be a part of this is awesome. And
absolutely.
Just excited. St. Lucie Public Schools continues to be a district on the rise, and just getting that information out to more people makes, I mean, we're very fortunate to be in the jobs that we're in.
We really are.
So thanks for all you do. Thanks for being here today.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, Lori is available if you have questions regarding any of the magnet schools, any of the magnet programs. She'll be happy to assist. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for joining us. And keep watching, because you're going to see amazing things happen here in St. Lucie Public Schools. Have a great day.